Hello, welcome to the Advanced Spreadsheets pre-online revision paper questions. These questions are the trickier areas that students tend to, or learners tend to ask to verify. The main part of this question, question 3, that we're going to be looking at that can create problems is the ranking function. So we may as well do some of the other little bits as well. So come along with me. Here we go. So we're going to open up the holidays spreadsheet or workbook from the spreadsheet pre-online revision work files. Make sure that you do have the correct work files so that the questions can coincide and work. So we double click on holidays workbook, and the first thing it's asking us to do is to remove the split, horizontal split. So I double click and remove that. Couple of simple things before we get on to what we're here to do, which is ranking. We're also going to highlight rows 7 to 10, right click and then hide those hidden rows 8 and 9. So let's get on with the ranking function part of the question. So it's asking us to type in ranking heading in H3 and then place the cursor ready to go in H4. So if we type in an equal sign to tell Excel that we're going to do a formula or function, and you can start typing the word ranking. Be aware that in anything that comes after 2007, we need to use, instead of rank, we need to use a rank EQ. So if we double click on the rank EQ, it all drops in there nice and neatly, and we're ready to do our function. So the number item is the first one in the sequence because the question asks us to display the relative rank from highest to lowest order of the record based on salary. So this is our number, our first instance in the range that it's going to rank. So then we put in a comma, we're following along here. Then the reference is referring to the range of numbers that we're going to rank the 22, the first number in, the 22,200. And then we have another comma, and it automatically comes up with the option to double click because we want this in descending, and that will go in there, and then you can complete your bracket. Now if you like to use the FX function, the insert function, let's have a look at how it looks in here. So if we click on there, you can see that the first instance was the E4, and we want to find out where that E4 ranks in that range there and in descending order. So let's OK that through. Now if you double click, it will autofill right down, and you can see instantly that something's not quite right. For example, you've got a number of ones, ranking for ones, and you've got these little smart tags coming up that shows that there could be a problem. So let's have a look at a couple of things. If I double click on this cell, you can see that this area has gone beyond the range. So as this has become relative, as we've auto-filled, all the cells have been relative going down. So it hasn't stayed in the range that we wanted, which was E4 to E26. Okay, so if we just use the escape key when we're doing things like that, go back to the first one. So we need to keep this constant, the same throughout the formula. So we go into the first one and we highlight that area there in the formula bar. Remember that we can absolute that range to keep it the same range throughout the formula when we auto-fill down. And we can do that by using the F4 function key, and that will absolute it totally and keep it within that range, both column-wise and row-wise. So let's tick that box there, and let's double-click now, and that works much better. And as you can see, if I double-click, it will stay in the range as it should do. So that's ranking. Be aware that if you get any smart flags coming up and it doesn't look right, just be careful. Make sure that when you did the question that you absoluted the reference range when you did it. Remember that if that was named, if that range was named, then you wouldn't need to do this at all. Okay, so that's rank EQ. Thank you.